ahead and jump into our instructions page, which again gives you all the learning objectives that you should be able to do once you complete reading each chapter. So chapter 9, in summary, chapter 9 gives you examples of early learning and early learning how it's everywhere. The halting, simple sentences of typical 2-year-olds become the non-stop, complex outpouring of talkative 6-year-olds. Toddlers simple block towers become elaborate cities with tunnels and bridges and houses designed and built by kindergartners. How does such rapid cognitive change happen? Well, within this chapter, it will describe thinking and learning from ages 2 to 6, including remarkable advances in thought as well as language, and explore several explanations of how cognition in early childhood actually occurs. And then jumping into chapter 10, this is emotional development, play, and caregiving challenges are all discussed within this chapter. Some aspects of these issues have been studied for decades and much has been learned. One significant lesson has been learned is the importance role culture plays in many of these developmental areas. And then jumping into chapter 11, this chapter describes not only the similarities among all school-age children, but also the differences that suddenly become significant in size and physical and mental health, intelligence, and learning ability, and almost everything else. Children can make comparisons, and almost every child sometimes feels inadequate. And then in chapter 12, the last chapter that we'll be reading this week, this chapter begins by examining how Piaget, Vygotsky, and information process theory describe cognition in young children. It then turns to applications for those theories to language, reading, math, and other many topics. Not every parent encourages a child's poetry, and not every encouraged child will write poems, but culture and learning are always connected. This chapter describes just how this happens. So after you're reading your chapters 9 through 12, you can go ahead and view your PowerPoints that are listed for you. You also want to complete the quizzes just like every week. You have until Sunday. This week is Sunday, January 23rd, 11:59, and they are 10 points each. So you have 9, 10, 11, and 12. So that's 4 chapter quizzes you'll be conducting just like every week. And then your discussion this week is in regards to cognitive development. But again, I want to go over your original thread is due by Wednesday, and your two peer posts are due by Saturday. So make sure your original, there hasn't been any issue with the 100 words or more in your original. Make sure you're answering every question that I ask. However, the posts, the two peer posts, you want to make sure that there are 50 words or more. Make sure that you look at that box because it's telling you how many words are in your reply. You want to make sure it's 50 or more. And again, your original post must be received by that Wednesday for you to receive any credit for the discussion. So here is your discussion. An effort to discover innovative ways to help learners succeed based on their individual intelligence, we are going to look at Gardner's multiple intelligence theory. You want to click on this particular link, and it's going to take you to an intelligent assessment. So go ahead and click on that link right here, take the assessment, and then when you're done, yay, congratulations, you've completed the assessment. What are your top 2 or 3 intelligence strengths? Look them up under the website and under the practice tab and read about them. Here is that link again. So you want to, again, choose the 2 highest. Sometimes you get straight across the board kind of equal, but you want to pick your 2 or 3 highest intelligence strengths. And then these are your preferred learning strengths because you scored so high in them, right? Perhaps you agree with the findings or maybe you're surprised by the outcome. The next part of the assignment is to proceed to the class discussion board where you will share your 3 top preferences with your classmates in your original thread. These are the questions you want to make sure to answer all of them in your original thread. Do the explanations match your perspectives of you? Were you surprised? Cite a personal experience that substantiates your experience with one of your preferred learning styles. In other words, give us an experience. What happened that makes you think that, yep, I do have that learning style, and this is what happened. And how does your intelligent style complement or conflict with your other learning styles? Once you've completed your original thread, again, 100 words or more by Wednesday the 19th, you're going to go ahead and do 2 peer posts to 2 of your peers by Saturday, January 22nd. And then for further information on your intelligence, I also gave you some additional website if you'd like to look. Goes a little bit deeper into your intelligence. It's really important that we understand how we learn, how our individual intelligence are under Gardner's multiple intelligence theory, because that is how we need to make sure that we are learning. And if you become a leader, you want to make sure that you know the people underneath you, all their strengths as well, because you'll need to teach to the individual learner. So going back, so that's cognitive development. And then your assignments, your KWLs, what you already know, what you would like to learn, and what you've learned for chapters 9 through 12 are due the 22nd of January. And you all have been doing really excellent on that. Thank you for all your efforts. It's been very interesting reading what you already know and by the time of what you learn. It's pretty exciting. Then the last thing is your assignment, which is Piaget Investigation, and that is due January 22nd. So let's jump into that. So here is the instructions. And again, all this is in your module 3. So the Piaget Investigation assignment will provide you with a hands-on experience at looking at differences between children's cognitive development as they experience life and mature in age. During this observation, you will compare and contrast 2 children, ages 3 to 7, and their developmental skills and abilities. Now, when you're choosing 2 children, you can choose cousins, younger brothers, niece, nephews, neighbor, if it is okay to visit, and make sure you get the parents' approval. You want to make sure to get a 3-year-old and closer to a 7-year-old. You don't want to get 2 3-year-olds because they might be very close in their skills and ability. We want to see a lower range and an upper range. So try to get a 3-year-old and a 6 or 7-year-old. Okay. So you want to read the instructions completely before attempting the assignment. And then you're going to open the form, complete all the observation, and then you'll upload your final paper along with all your notes. And your notes can be a picture if that is easiest for you to upload. So let's go ahead and start off by looking into the investigation. Okay, here we go. So after reading your book and the videos, right, provided in this document, which we'll go down in a moment, you will learn about Piaget's pre-vibrational stage of cognitive development. For this assignment, you will investigate the experiments that Piaget once performed on children in order to demonstrate their mental, which is cognitive changes, they undergo through preschool, elementary, and middle school. It is quite amazing to see children's thinking style gradually become more logical and organized as they enter the next stage. So as you can see here, it shows you the different stages that progressive changes in how we think, how we know, how we remember, and how we communicate. Sometimes we see young children capable of certain skills, but often wonder why they're unable to grasp certain issues or behaviors in a certain way. Well, watching these experiences will help you understand that children are often incapable of thinking in certain ways, not because they're not smart, but because their brains have not developed quite yet in certain ways. Well, Piaget noted that children in the pre-operational stage are incapable of focusing on 2 aspects at one time. You will see this in your investigation. That's right. So now you're going to be performing an investigation. In this assignment, you will observe 2 children that age range between 3 and 7. Child 1 needs to be in the 3 to 5 range, and child 2 needs to be into 6 to 7-year-old range. This will allow you to truly see the differences in development. This is going to be one of the most fun assignments that you'll ever will do in school. It really is fun. And in the packet provided, it provides lots of videos and research of what exactly you'll be doing. And be sure to watch the videos so you can accurately perform the experiments. Please do not use the children's name, but please refer to them as Child 1 and Child 2. So Child 1 will be the 3 to 5-year-old, and Child 2 will be the older 6 to 7-year-old. All steps in this project will be written in red, so be sure to follow them. Step 1, read through this document the whole way through. And then also watch all the videos. So we talk about conservation. So conservation is a principle that the amount of substance remains the same or conserved even when it appears to be different. So go ahead and watch these 2 videos. They're a great example, and they're examples exactly what you'll be doing. You'll also be classifying. So classification definition is a logical principle that can be organized into groups or categories according to some characteristic they have in common, like put all the red blocks together, put all the blue blocks together, put this size key together. Again, watch these 2 YouTube videos. One is with Legos, and this one is almost exactly what you'll be doing, right? Seriation, again, it's the knowledge that things that can be arranged in logical series, like, for instance, smallest to large, largest to small, etc. And then here is a great example. And then morality, principles concerning the distance between right and wrong, or good and bad behavior. So I want to go ahead and jump into the actual investigation. So this is what I always tell you what you'll need. So you need a glass, some chopsticks, and graham crackers. And then it tells you exactly what to do. Fill up the glass with colored water, 1 red, 1 yellow. And it tells you about tall, narrow jar, and then chopstick. You need 2 chopsticks for the chopstick experiment, and you'll need graham crackers for the graham cracker experiment. Then we have a glass experiment, and then again, so this is the materials you're needed. We just went over that. And then I'm not telling you exactly what to do and exactly what to ask the children during this experiment. So I would print this out and look through it and know that you're going to be asking these questions. Okay, and this is the first experiment. This is 1. Again, I'll give you the materials needed, and then what exactly will you be doing for the experiment. So let's go in and jump into an example of 1. Okay, so I also give you the template, and the template is this, but it's actually in your module 3 as well. So you can just go ahead and type right into it. You can handwrite into it and then type into it after. One will be considered notes, and one will be considered your actual submission, which this is the permanent submission, right? So again, given the directions, so there is 1 cup of water on the table. I'm going to fill the 2nd cup of water. Tell me when they're the same cup, the same amount of water in each cup. And then after you pour, then you ask, now, which cup has more water, or are they the same amount? So then you're going to give me child 1's age, child 2's age. What was their response? So in this particular case, the child 1 said, stop, the same. The glass has more because it's bigger. And that was the younger one, right? And the child 2, which was older, said, stop, now they're the same. The taller one has more because it's bigger. So 2 identical glasses. So child 1 did stop the water from being poured into the 2nd glass, but not at equal amounts. The water went higher in the 2nd glass. Child 1 did respond to the taller glass having more water in it because the glass was taller. Child 2 did stop the water when the 2nd cup reached the same amount as the 1st cup with no problem. They used their hand in between the 2 cups to measure the line. After pouring the 2nd cup into the taller cup, child 2 did respond that the taller cup had more water in it, with a response of the taller cup simply being bigger. And then you also write your comments. The age separation really made a huge difference in the responses to this experiment. And then this person goes into saying the difference of child 1 and child 2. And then you do the same for section 2. Again, it will tell you everything that you're needed. It will tell you exactly what to say and what to ask. And then same with 3 and 4. And then you roll into your reflection. If you have any questions whatsoever, make sure you read this entire instructions. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me and I'll get with you.